So here we go, 5 at 5. Rohit Juglan, who will be hosting the show, will join us in a minute. There is Rohit Juglan,
Yes.
so I'll hand it over to Rohit. He's actually our host he was taking a bit of time. I'll just say one thing. Mohammad Siraj's flight got really badly delayed in Hyderabad. Thankfully, it wasn't the Guwahati-Hyderabad flight. Shomik and Devashish did not have that kind of a problem. That's why both are there in Calcutta and Bombay respectively. Settle down, have their meal, and they are now joining 5 at 5. Rohit Juglan, over to you to take over.
Yeah, so it's a bit of delay as far as WhatsApp is concerned from my end also. That's why a little delay there. I'm not like Mohammad Siraj's flight will take I think 4 hours. But coming back to the most important part, uh, will as yesterday we were discussing about this, that will this be something where BCCI can take a very uh, very strict action, or very allowed action as far as Gautam Gambhir is concerned, or Ajit Agarkar is concerned. We denied this yesterday also. Shomik Da categorically said that there are certain parameters and this team will discuss about it. The team management will meet, maybe the BCCI will meet, the chairman selector will meet, the head coach will meet, the leadership group part of the team will meet, and then definitely they will discuss that what are we doing as far as transition is concerned, as far as the depth of the team is concerned, as far as playing most number of all-rounders are concerned. So there will be multiple discussions, but there won't be anything drastic as far as Gautam Gambhir is concerned, or maybe chairman selector. We can add his name also there. But Buryada, starting from you, this is not the first time, in last 1 year, as we multiple times have said that after that New Zealand series, there were a lot of questions around it. And I was listening to Ravi Chandan Ashwin, and he said that, after that 2012 loss, I made a promise to myself, if I lost a series in India, I'll retire, day after. And he said in that video that I was thinking the same after that New Zealand series. So not for the fans also, it's for the cricketers also. They think the same, that losing in India, it's not an easy thing for a foreign captain also. Pat Cummins still dreaming about that I want to win in India. This is a big thing. This is this was always been the final frontier for the overseas team. How do you see this, and will this be easy when we are talking about the review meeting? There will surely be a review meeting. People will meet, the heads and heads of of the, as I said, management, selectors, coach, everyone will meet. But how do you discuss this now? Because there are multiple things which are lacking. There are multiple things which are as far as questionable in this whole team, and how this team is playing at this point of time.
Absolutely questionable. Absolutely questionable. But at the same time, you also have to realize that social media or fans, the emotion is somewhat not based out of reason. I mean, if you read social media today, you will see everybody will say, or rather 9 out of 10 says, remove Gautam Gambhir. Now, the question is, do you suppose Gautam Gambhir is removed right now? Will India's test cricket problems be sorted? No. The problems will not be sorted. I mean, then people will say, let's go down the team also. Except a Nitish Reddy. Tell me one player who actually got into the team who you will say, no, this guy doesn't, somebody really better was there in domestic cricket. Also,
Yes.
BCCI feels, and Shomik knows this, BCCI feels that Shubman Gill's absence in the first test match in Kolkata was the key issue. Had he been there, India would have won. That's the sense, good or bad. And by the way, I also believe that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
also
We
believe
all
that
believe
Shubman
in
Gill,
that, I think.
Kolkata, innings number 1, 20 runs, 30 runs, India would have won. That lead would be not 30, but 70, 80 run lead, and game done. So I also believe that. Having said that, there will be a review. The next test series in August. What is the focus as of now? The focus is not the test series in August. It's the T20 World Cup in February. It is
Yes.
the 27 World Cup also. So, Rohit, one must understand in context that this knee-jerk reaction that people think will happen will not happen. There will be a review. This all-rounder theory, I think, will be debunked. There will be a change in template. From what I understand, wickets also at home will be changed. So there will be a series of proposals. But if someone thinks Ajit Agarkar get out, Gautam Gambhir get, that's not happening. And that is not even warranted.
Yeah.
So no, I've been pretty clear on this, that it is not Gautam Gambhir who is going to be pinpointed. I mean, did Gautam Gambhir tell Yashasvi Jaiswal to play that cut shot? Did Gautam Gambhir tell Dhruv Jurel to play that shot 5 minutes before that break? Now, I was the one, I've got to say this, I was the one who wrote Dhruv Jurel merits a chance after those 200 against South Africa A. He scored those runs, difficult batting conditions, 60 for 4, went and scored those runs. Now, I said he should play. Now, who is that one person in this team who I will say was a wrong, except Nitish Reddy? So, it is not as if Tendulkar is waiting outside to come and play for India. It is not as if there is a Rahul Dravid sitting out there, or even a VVS Lakshman sitting out there who Gautam Gambhir can pull in and say, oh, you know what, you go and bat for India and win us games. You have to understand, red ball talent is limited, extremely limited. Someone will say Ruturaj Gaikwad. Some will say Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Come on, yeah. We've seen Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Of course, that guy deserves maybe one opportunity, but does he have you've seen him perform in key matches. Has he set the thing on fire? No, he hasn't. Let's be candid. Ruturaj Gaikwad against quality pace. You know, it is, Shomik said yesterday very well, the difference is 19-20. The chaps who are playing and maybe a couple of them sitting outside. Nobody is of the quality of a Dravid, a Lakshman or a Tendulkar. So Gambhir alone, yes, the buck stops with Gambhir. Accountability, yes, but not alone. If you say, I will pull out Gambhir, sack him, Agarkar, done. I am sorry, that is the knee-jerk reaction, and I'm 100% sure BCCI will not do anything knee-jerk.
Shomik, it's interesting that, I remember we both were there in Dubai during the Champions Trophy time. And I remember when we concluded the tournament, it was all about that, wow, Rohit played so well. Wow, Virat Kohli was damn good. Shreyas Iyer was damn good. Whenever you win, it was players. And whenever you lose, and I'm noticing this after, after Gautam Gambhir took the charge, it was all about when there is a good thing happening, it's it's the players who are doing it. Whenever there is anything going bad, look at the Sri Lankan series. We both were part of that. Gautam Gambhir's first assignment, in Sri Lanka, and I remember Rohit Sharma coming to the press conference at the very, after the very last ODI, and he specifically said about multiple things. The batting order, the left-handers, why they were promoting Washington Sundar and Akshar Patel. Do you feel the same? That I think there was some disturbance from.
He has dropped his phone. Don't worry, you carry on.
Okay. So I think Debashish, Shomik, do you also noticing this, that whenever there is a success, it goes to the player. Whenever there is a failure, it goes to Gautam Gambhir. Only to Gautam Gambhir. Not even nobody is talking about Ajit Agarkar. That there are multiple players. As Boryada said, that yes, there is a difference of 19-20, but there are players who are doing well, and the selection has to be done from Ajit Agarkar's part, but nobody is talking about him. So whenever there is a failure, it's Gautam Gambhir. Whenever there is a success, it's always the player. Asia Cup belongs to player, Champions Trophy belongs to player, and all other failures went on Gautam Gambhir's side.
Rohit, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that at this level, at test level, a coach's role is limited, irrespective of whether it is Gautam Gambhir or Sachin Tendulkar or Sunil Gavaskar. The fact of the matter is that 11 players go out there and play for India, and they are test cricketers. They have their individual game plans. Rishabh Pant charging down the track to Marco Jansen, and yesterday, without taking his name, Gautam Gambhir called him out at the press conference. Do you see any? I mean, do you think he did anything wrong, Gautam Gambhir, by calling out the stand-in captain? That shot was not on. That is atrocious. So you should have your individual game plan. If you talk to Gundappa Vishwanath, he would tell you one story that on his debut, he got out for a duck in his first innings. And then he went to Tiger Pataudi before he went out to bat for the second innings and asked for suggestions. And Tiger Pataudi said, nothing, you are here because you are good enough. And Gundappa Vishwanath went and scored 100 against Australia. So this is what is expected of a test player. We are not talking about under 19 level or even India A level, test level. You should have your game awareness. Dhruv Jurel, the shot, it is totally down to his lack of game awareness. A coach cannot. It is A coach has a limited role to play, and we have been reporting this. There would be absolutely now the priority for the next few months. I mean, going ahead in this cycle are the two World Cups: 2026 World Cup, 2027 World Cup. So, and when transition happens, although I believe India, Gautam Gambhir and the entire setup, Ajit Agarkar, everyone included, they have handled the transition. They haven't handled the transition very well, but that's how it is. You don't. Uh, 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 Tell me one player. But one more thing, I need to add that as we've said that there is going to be a review meeting. BCCI will definitely take stock,
Yeah.
and I have written today in my copy also all rounders and specialists. Going
Yeah.
ahead, the policy is going to change. For Test cricket, specialists would be picked for Test cricket.
But do you also believe in this, that we need, that same kind of, and it's not something which wasn't part of Indian setup. You always had someone like a Cheteshwar Pujara, someone like a Hanuma Vihari, someone like a Murli Vijay. At certain point of time, there were multiple bowlers who were only playing the Test cricket. At one point of time, there is Ravi Ashwin also, who wasn't part of the ODIs. You remember that Champions Trophy till to 2019. There was a huge gap between, when Ashwin and Jadeja were out from the, white ball tactics, and they were only, available for the red ball game. So do you think that we have, that's the way ahead, means that's the one part of going ahead, that, you know at least believe in your domestic players who are doing really well? Otherwise there is no point in saying a Rohit or Virat to, go back to, play the Vijay Hazares and play all kind of domestic cricket, and then you are not selecting the players from domestic cricket. You are getting it, is it will if it's about a Sai Sudarshan, you can see that he's averaging 39. And was it because of the IPL, or because of the way they needed a left-hander in that particular position, or is about the Nitish Kumar Reddy, or it's about, any other player? If you are not back your, if you not back your domestic players, you won't be doing justice to the Ranji Trophy players, or someone who's playing a Duleep, or someone who's playing a Irani Cup. You're not doing justice to them. Do you think the same?
Devashish is also back. I think his internet had snapped. I'll answer a quick one so that you can get to him. See, I think it's yes and no. I think you make a very important point that you have to reward your domestic and Ranji Trophy performances. But given the kind of domestic wickets, when you are thinking, say, bowlers, their efforts are misleading. You are seeing, because of the nature of wickets, you are seeing 5-wicket, 6-wicket hauls from bowlers who are bowling 125, because the nature of surface is that there is so much grass, the batters can't bat. 9 a.m. start in Kalyani, 100 for 5. Now, are you going to reward that performance? Are you going to not reward that performance? What do you do?
No, but bowling wise you can't.
just go by
Bowling wise you
statistics.
can't reward. But if a batter doing well in that circumstances, can't you reward
Yes.
that batter batting performance?
Correct. So I was coming to that. So then we have to be extremely careful and selective that what kind of a performance are we rewarding. The selector has to go. Shomik keeps making this point about the 2 games in Bombay, that which selector went and watched. Is there a report? The selector has to go and watch that, look, this was a good batting deck or a difficult batting wicket where so-and-so player stood his hand up and batted at number 3 and scored runs. Sai Sudarshan, if you have that kind of faith, you've batted Washington Sundar, you've batted Karun Nair, you've batted Devdutt Padikkal. Yesterday, out of the 140 balls, 50 balls he could have been out. So, and I understand where he's coming from. Rohit Sharma once told me a story in 2021, after the England series, when it was IPL to be started in Dubai, I think, when they came back, Rohit Sharma said, I was batting and Mahela Jayawardene after a point came and said to me, Rohit, don't leave balls. So he said, what? He said, don't leave balls. You are not in the England test team. So Rohit said, my subconscious mind was such that I was leaving balls in the Mumbai Indians nets ahead of the IPL. I was in my England test mold. These guys are always in the white ball mold. And I don't blame them. This is not a blame game. Our problem, हमारे देश में ये problem है यार, हम लोग गाली देना पसंद करते हैं. सबको गाली दे दो. आज रोहित जुगलान को गाली दे दो, कल शोमिक को गाली दे दो, परसों बोरिया को गाली दो. किसी को तो गाली दो. At least somebody मिल गया आज गौतम गंभीर को गाली दे देते हैं. ये कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा इनको. सो अगर आप देखोगे वॉशिंगटन सुंदर को कल ही रांची में वो बॉल करना पड़ेगा जहां पे वो कंटेन कर सकते हैं। 2 महीना बाद उनको आईपीएल खेलना है जहां पे वो कंटेन करेंगे। और 6 महीना, सो हाउ डू यू क्रिएट अ रेड बॉल प्लेयर? ये जो आप कह रहे थे ना कि बीसीसीआई डोमेस्टिक परफॉर्मेंसेस को रिवॉर्ड करे, 100% रिवॉर्ड करे, बट ये जो आपका डोमेस्टिक प्लेयर है, जो टेस्ट प्लेयर है, टेस्ट, that guy could not play white ball, that's why he's playing red ball. हमारे देश में ऐसे हो गया है। कोई चॉइस से खेल रहा है क्या? कोई चॉइस से आज की डेट में रेड बॉल प्लेयर बनना चाहता है क्या? नहीं चाहेगा। अगर आपका बेटा या मेरी बेटी खेलना चाहेगा, जो व्हाइट बॉल क्रिकेट में उनको करोड़ों मिल सकता है, उनको 1 6 या 2 6 मारने में इतना पैसा मिल सकता है, एड्यूलेशन मिल सकता है, क्या वो जाके रेड बॉल खेलेगा? क्यों खेलेगा भाई? सो द पॉइंट इज, ये मल्टीपल लेवल्स में एक सोल्यूशन नहीं है। आप पहला तो ये है कि आप डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट का टेम्पलेट बदल दें, आप पिचेस चेंज कर दें, आप जाके सारे मैचेस को देखें, आप बैटिंग डेक्स या स्पिनिंग डेक्स बनाएं जो आप रेप्लिकेट करोगे ड्यूरिंग अ टेस्ट सीरीज। आपका नेक्स्ट मैच कहां पे है? श्रीलंका में है। गोल में बॉल 1 से बॉल टर्न करेगा, तो आप पहले तो वो करो यार कि टर्नर्स बनाओ जहां पे हमारे बैटर्स खेल के श्रीलंका जाए, कि एटलीस्ट इनको एक्सपीरियंस तो हो जाए कि चलो यार ये कंडीशंस हमें मिल सकता है। यहाँ पे ग्रीन डेक में जाके श्रीलंका में खेल के कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला। नंबर 2, आप डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट को प्रायोरिटाइज करके, डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट तो आईपीएल भी है, मतलब रेड बॉल क्रिकेट को प्रायोरिटाइज करके आप पैसा बढ़ा दें। आप पैसा इतना बढ़ा दें कि अगर मैं सेंट्रल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में रेड बॉल क्रिकेट खेलता हूं तो मेरा सम्मान और पैसा व्हाइट बॉल से ज्यादा हो जाए। कल भी मैंने ये पॉइंट आप लोगों से कहा था। तो देयर हैज टू बी अ डीप थॉट। ऐसे नहीं है, कल मैं दीप दासगुप्ता से बात कर रहा था, हम लोग ऐसे चैट कर रहे थे, दीप से यार तू मुझे प्लेयर्स का नाम तो बताओ कि अच्छा बाहर इनको रखा गया है। एंड आई सेड यू राइट, जब मैं ये टीम देख रहा हूं, ये सेम टीम तो आपने इंग्लैंड में खिलाया था, तो कैसे ड्रॉप करोगे भैया? एक्सेप्ट शुभमन गिल हु स्कोर्ड 750 रन, उसको भी लोग गाली देते हैं बाय द वे, पाटा विकेट। That guy scored 750 runs in England. He's still abused. शुभमन गिल छोड़ के यही तो टीम था ना जो इंग्लैंड में 2-2 किया। खाली नीतीश रेड्डी को आप निकाल लो, लॉर्ड्स के बाद वो बाहर गया था। सो व्हेन यू से गौतम गंभीर, अरे फॉर्मूला क्या है? फॉर्मूला तो हमें दे दो ना, तब तो मैं भी समझ जाता हूँ। अच्छा रेड बॉल में हमारे पास तेंदुलकर बाहर बैठा हुआ, उसको लेके आके मैं डबल सेंचुरी कर दे। ऐसा नहीं है हमारे प्लस प्लेयर्स। इंडियन रेड बॉल स्टॉक इज श्रिंकिंग, व्हाइट बॉल स्टॉक इज गोइंग अप। आप व्हाइट बॉल में 3 टीम खिला सकते हो, और आप अभी मैं प्रेडिक्ट कर रहा हूँ WTC का फाइनल, सॉरी क्या नाम है उसका, वर्ल्ड T20 वर्ल्ड कप, उसका फाइनल अगर आप नहीं खेलोगे तो वो सरप्राइज होगा। दैट इज हाउ गुड यू आर इन व्हाइट बॉल क्रिकेट। आप पाकिस्तान को स्मैश कर दोगे, आप वो बाकी जो चुन्नू मुन्नू ऑपोजिशन है उनको तो छोड़ ही दो, फिर सुपर 8 आप स्मैश कर दोगे। If you do not make the final, it's a surprise. Red ball is not the same. You look at what Gargi is doing today, WTC. See the kind of money. Shri Charani 1.3 crores. Deepti Sharma 3.2 crores. Now you tell me, will a girl who wants to pick up a bat or a ball tomorrow come and say, I want to play red ball cricket? If that girl is saying that, तब तो उसका दिमाग में प्रॉब्लम है। मैं तो अगर somebody related to me, मैं उनको बोलूंगा भाई चुपचाप व्हाइट बॉल खेलो, your career is secure, your family's career is secure for 10 generations, and I don't see that as a problem. And if someone today, my final point, I know I've exceeded my time, my final point, if someone comes to me and says कि you know what, test cricket is the real cricket and all that, हम लोग 50+ generation, Shomik Chakraborty, Boria and Devashish can say this, not you and Gargi. तुम्हारे जनरेशन में as much importance is given to white ball cricket, and market decides that. Who the hell are we to say market is not important? Of course it is important. So white ball cricket cannot be denigrated. बेकार है, किसने बोला बेकार है भैया? तो लोग क्यों देख रहे हैं, क्यों पैसा दे रहे हैं? जो लोग इतना पैसा डाल रहे हैं वो इडियट है क्या? सो ऐसा नहीं है कि रेड बॉल क्रिकेट को हम लोग ये बोल दे और व्हाइट बॉल क्रिकेट को हम लोग खराब बोल दे, ऐसे नहीं होता है। Our generation is a minority. We will say test cricket. Will someone of 25, 30, whatever, 20, pick up a bat and a ball, he will say, I want to play IPL, I want to play T20 World Cup. maybe 1 in 100 will say, I want to play red ball cricket.
Sure.
How does Gautam Gambhir change that? I don't think it can be changed like that unless there is a top-down investigation and a fundamental overhaul.
Debashish da, I think the network connection is good now. What do you want to say about all of this? We talked about this, about the the preparations. We also talk about the conditions. We also talk about you know the domestic setup. And as Boryada rightly said, that it's a very deep process. When you have to go into it, you will find that multiple things are in not exact position where they has to be. But what do you think, what can be the way ahead, if you're seeing this team doing good as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, then New Zealand, and then obviously we have a Border Gavaskar Trophy in early 2027? How do you wrap this up?
Yeah, first I'm extremely sorry, apologies, because it has got nothing to do with my internet. It was a problem with my handset. So I just had to change my handset. Am I clearly audible? Because there are some issues in the past with this mobile. So
No.
let me just begin with this. See, yes, there has been too much focus on white ball cricket. Yes, the players are getting paid more to play white ball cricket, but that cannot be an excuse. Even in recent past, we had a Virat Kohli and a Rohit Sharma who used to play all formats. They used to play in IPL. They are super successful. They played test matches. They are successful. They played one day. They played T20. So there are multiple players who used to play red ball cricket, and they used to adjust very well in white ball format. So that inner thing has to come from the player within. Means how they want themselves to prepare. And clearly, I would say that, but that's the only way. If you look at world cricket, you mean to say that there will be two separate teams for a test team and a one day and a white ball setup? That is not possible. You have to have some players, few players. I won't say all the 11 players, but at least 7, 8 players who will play in test cricket and who will be part of the white ball setup as well. I'm talking about an exception. At least 4 or 5 players will be there who will be playing. So I think all these talks about that India losing this series, whitewash, had India won the toss, they would have also batted first in both the test matches. Yes, Gautam Gambhir has earned in his team selection, and Shumikda has been highlighting this right from day one of the start of the series. They have hard in the team selection by picking 4 spinners in that test match in Calcutta. Yes, they have played Ritesh Reddy. They have changed the batting order. These are all technical problems. But when it comes to players, means how do you stop them? How do you stop them? The players will play in IPL, players will play one-day cricket, players, and then players will be picked for test match cricket as well. So that thing has to come from inner within. How they themselves think about preparing. Means so if you look at a Shubman Gill, he will again play in the IPL. He will also be part of the all formats. And so I think it's within the player how they think about preparing for each format.
Okay, Gargi, tell us about the whole day, how it started. There are, as Boryada rightly said, it's now about crores and multiple crores. It's not to base prices. It's not to 50 lakh. They are not seeing something which they don't know about. The players have done really well. WPL last few seasons, now the World Cup. Tell us about the complete day, Gargi, as of now.
It's been a very, very good day for women's cricket. I mean, you see multiple over 1 crore bids you're seeing. You're seeing Ashri Charani go for 1.3 crores. You're seeing Deepti Sharma go for 3.2 crores. The second highest bid in WPL history. So this is the kind of change that you've seen when it comes to Indian women's cricket after the World Cup win. There is a lot more spotlight on the Indian players, be it a Sneha Rana, be it the domestic uncapped. There is a lot more spotlight. Even Parth Jindal just some time ago came out in the press conference and said that, after that win, after that World Cup win, things have completely turned around for women's cricket in India. People who would never even ask him about women's cricket have now been coming up to him and asking him strategies for what he's going to do in this auction, whether or not he will, get Meg Lanning back. He could not. That's a different answer. But, because Boria brought up that point of Ashri Charani going for 1.3 crores and how it's changing the lives of young cricketers, it is incredible what we're seeing in this auction. You know, Bharti Fulmali is someone I have played with for a very, very long time. We were in the same club. We represented the same state. And I have seen her since I was maybe 15, 16-year-old. And now she's going for 70 lakhs. So, and I know her from the very start. She comes from very, very humble beginnings. I will try to talk to her after this to get some, exclusive interview. But to see how this World Cup win has changed how much attention Indian women's cricket gets, and just how much investment there is, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of effort and real strategies being put into making this WPL auction and the season ahead a success is something that is commendable.
Two things on a lighter note, Gargi. One, that you should also have tried to put your name also there. Not possible a 70 lakh, but there could be something which is around. And the second thing, did anyone ask Mr. Parth Jindal that
85,
what's
25
going on with
lakhs?
the final hurdle?
85, 25 lakhs. 85, 25 lakhs. That's the breakup.
And does someone ask this to Mr. Parth Jindal, that what's happening with the WPL thing, because they were very close 2 times, both times in the final, but not able to cross that final hurdle.
Yeah, no, he did speak about that. He said that, this time around we're looking at a very, very balanced team. They've got Sri Charani and Sneha Rana, so the spin department looks good. They've got Laura Woolward and Shafali Verma opening, so the opening pair also looks very, very strong at this moment. Laura Woolward brings out a lot of leadership, brings in a lot of leadership in that dressing room as well. But he did confirm and almost gave away the captain, and we were all just discussing that Parth Jindal is the Ryan and Doshkate of Delhi Capitals, because he's almost giving everything away. He gave us 4 headlines in one go. And so he said, we've made up our mind, Laura Woolward is not the captain. We want an Indian to be the captain. And we are looking at, a few of the players, and we have made our mind up about who it's going to be. So he looks at the team as a very, very balanced team. They are spraying the mosquito thing, that's why it's loud. But he said that they are looking at this team as being very, very balanced. They also bat very deep. So this is going to be a really good team.
Were there any questions to Gagi or any other one?
I have a question.
Yes, Shobhit.
Sorry. Please go ahead. No. I have a Gargi. If there are RCB, there is RCB hierarchy. Please confirm with them. Maybe they would be training in Pune. Very, very likely they would be training in Pune. They are not even training at Chinnaswamy. Matches usually WPL matches will not happen at Chinnaswamy, so there is no question. But the main team also, they are planning to put forward a request to the IPL that Pune should be their home venue, and as regards the training and everything, to be the center, to be to be the base for the IPL. Pune is in their list. So if there is anyone from the RCB hierarchy, you can take a confirmation.
I will surely ask.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't have a particular question, but rather a comment. In fact, Gargi can respond to that. I mean, Delhi Capitals, this point of Parth about an Indian captain, I think he's 100% correct in doing that. Jemima Rodriguez is part of that side. Why would you want to go beyond Jemima Rodriguez? Post Harmanpreet Kaur, it's the Jemima Rodriguez, Smriti Mandana, Jemima Rodriguez era in that sense. You've got a Jemima Rodriguez. You've got a Saurav Ganguly in your dugout. Have an Indian captain. It's a WPL. Also, it's a business. Parth Jindal understands that very well. You put a Laura Woolward's photograph in a hoarding in the Delhi airport. Tell me 99 out of 100 people will not know who Laura Woolward is. Sure. Who is Laura Woolward?
Exactly.
Put a Jemima Rodriguez today after the World Cup win. 100 people out of 100 will know Jemima Rodriguez, Delhi Capitals. So it is also about brand. Parth Jindal understands that. Saurav Ganguly understands that. And Gargi mentioned the research. I'll tell you this. Even during the Eden Gardens Test match, 2 days before, Saurav and I were having tea in his room. He was actually making notes about the WPL, this thing, and Delhi Capitals. He was making notes and making calls. So he did his research. That is the level of research now every team will do, all of them. This is a professional tournament. And that's my point, Rohit, that how do you say that this is less important compared to another format, however much we might love Test cricket?
Yeah.
How is it less important? There is so much money that 1.3 crores Sri Charani is going to get. Bharti Fulmali, 70 lakhs. Now, each one of us watch our women's cricket, so we know who Bharti Fulmali is and have seen her play. Gargi played with her. Now, if you go and tell a normal individual on the road today, 70 lakh rupees, 0.1% of India earns that kind of money. You must understand that 70 lakhs, Bharti Fulmali. Now, why should we even think that anybody will play red ball cricket? In what way? You asked Gargi, why did you not put your name? I know you said jokingly, but that is a question. The next Gargi,
that is a question.
The next Gargi, basically the next gen. Gargi is whatever. Say somebody who's 10 years younger. She's 25. Someone who's 15 now, a Gargi will go and say, hello, continue to play on, come what may. If you make this cut, your career is done. That is the kind of richness that Indian white ball game has. Unbelievable. And there, if we complain about it, I am sorry, we have created a magnificent business enterprise. Now you can't run away from it. It's all encompassing, and you will have to create a test cricket template which will be able to match that. Can Gautam Gambhir alone do that? The answer is no.
Sure.
Rohit, I'll take your leave because I have the press conference with him.
Yeah. So just before the conclusion, can we take the super chats? There are 4 super chats I think already we have, and let's take that one by one. The first question directed to Shamikda. Shamikda, after this fiasco, should GGAG, means Gautam Gambhir and Ajit Agarkar, still keeps nudging Rowe and VK in the ODI? Is not good to let experience go just to have full control. Strange. Do you agree? First of all, do you agree with this, that GG and AG wanted to have full control and that's why they want them to leave? Or how do you respond to this question, Shamikda?
See, I don't have the properties of a fly, so I cannot sit on the wall and I am not privy to what conversations happen within the confinement of the dressing room. But the fact of the matter is that there are some coaches who want control. We saw that with Greg Chappell. Greg Chappell wanted full control, and he had he had a captain in Rahul Dravid who towed his line. Saurabh Ganguly didn't tow his line, and the two fell out. So the fact of the matter is that it is a bit of a football style thing where manager has all the control. And in cricket, we have seen in the past in Bob Woolmer, when Bob Woolmer was South Africa coach, he was even sending instructions to a mic'd up Hansi Cronier during the 1990 World Cup. So we have seen that in the past. But the fact of the matter is that if Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, I still think Virat Kohli still deserved to play at least one more home series. Virat Kohli failed in the last New Zealand series. We know that. But he had so much credit in the bank as a test cricketer. I think that way the transition would have been smoother, because if you remember, when Cheteshwar Pujara came to the fold, then Rahul Dravid was still part of the setup. And Cheteshwar Pujara could pick Rahul Dravid's brain. He could share the dressing room with Rahul Dravid. And his transition, when Rahul Dravid called it quits, that transition became seamless. Similarly, when Virat Kohli came to the setup, Sachin Tendulkar was part of the dressing room. So Virat Kohli had the advantage to share the dressing room with Sachin Tendulkar. Just watching him how to prepare for a match, for a test match, for any match, is a lesson to any youngster. So that it is not about what Sachin Tendulkar, how many runs Sachin Tendulkar was scoring. It is about, Ravi Shastri used to say something, you cannot buy experience in a supermarket. That is like that. So I have started at the start of the show, I mentioned this, that I think both Gautam Gambhir and Ajit Agarkar bungled the transition a bit. But now there is no point talking about it. It is water under the bridge. It has passed. There is no point harking back to the past. We have to look to the future. What we have to do, And once again, as the BCCI, like BCCI is not what you do. BCCI is a mature. BCCI is expected to put things perspective and judge things with maturity. It is not the Pakistan Cricket Board where captains get or the coaches get sacked every alternate series. It doesn't happen like that in Indian cricket, right? So from that
Done.
point of view, what is your priority for the next 8 months, for the next 12, 14, 15 months, the two World Cups? Even
Done.
if you are ready to sacrifice one more World Test Champion cycle for that, I think they are ready to do that. They are ready to do that. That said, BCCI, there is a consensus within the BCCI. Shubman, we have mentioned, if India would have won the two tosses at Eden Gardens and at, because it is always difficult to chase the game.
Sure. Okay. Parshuram has said, Bureda, specifically towards you, if we see such a gap between first class and international, then wouldn't it make sense to have a fixed 2-year a tour calendar mirroring international cricket so that you have players pool and pick them accordingly?
This is a good point. He's actually wanting a more regularized A tour schedule.
Yes.
But the
Overseas
problem now
tours.
is no longer international, it is more domestic. So if you address your domestic calendar better and you have your domestic template improved, I think you can solve the problem more than A tours. And your talent can come out of the domestic structure where you don't make bowlers look great because of certain greenish wickets. You don't give a false impression. And you also test batters on turning tracks because you've stopped making them. By this whole obsession of wanting to play well overseas, you've actually sacrificed your own domestic conditions. You know, there is a kind of understanding. I don't know if this is right or not, but हम लोग एक टाइम पे ऐसे हो गए थे कि ओवरसीज हंड्रेड्स वर मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन डोमेस्टिक हंड्रेड्स. Scoring runs overseas used to make you a greater player than scoring runs in Indian conditions. It was as if turning tracks are kind of low in the hierarchy than compared to green tracks. I don't know how this happened, but हमारे देश में ये हो गया था. England, Australia का track देख लो, हमारे यहाँ का track देख लो. That has come to bite us. This kind of inferiority complex about our own tracks. और हमारे देश में तो ऐसे बहुत लोग हैं जो अपने चीज को खराब बोलेगा. So that whole mindset has also kind of, so I understand where he's coming from, valid question, but I would say more importance should be given to how you revamp your domestic structure rather than A tours.
Okay. Greg Chappell is saying, भूले तो नहीं, I never watched 2 home test series. बिल्कुल नहीं भूले भाई. Shix is saying that कभी-कभी हारना जरूरी होता है, हमेशा जीतेंगे तो फैंस, टीम मैनेजमेंट सब में एटीट्यूड और रूडनेस आ जाती है. थोड़ा धक्का लगने से स्काई से ग्राउंड में आना जरूरी होता है. 2021-22 में भी डाउनफॉल आया था, उठे थे ना वापस, फिर उठेंगे. Devashish da, it's quite the point we were talking about that. Okay, it's difficult time. Okay, your team is not playing well, but it's not the end of the story. It's always happening, after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that you see a slump and then you come back after that also. So basically that's the point he's making here. You agree with that point?
To some extent, whether this bunch of boys, these players have it in them, that will depend. But definitely, gone were those days when you look at the quality and class of the players. Means when I started following cricket, I followed it from Sachin, Saurabh. I did not see the earlier generation, but definitely, and they used to treasure the red ball cricket very much. Means obviously, and that is what has been missing with the advent of IPL. I think it is more or less the players are more inclined to playing in IPL or white ball cricket. So I think yes, and this loss is I would say it's a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
Now that everyone will give it a thought, how to improve our testing. You see, Fox Cricket also tweeting that gone were those times when even Fox Cricket also tweeted something about this series loss. So everywhere that aura of Indian Test cricket, whenever an overseas team used to come to India, they always had that feeling that come on, this is the final frontier. This is one series where we have to win. But with the series loss in New Zealand and now the series loss against South Africa, that now each other team, the overseas team will start believing now, chalo, ye India team ko hum to hara sakte. Unhi ka desh mein jaake hum hara sakte because neither they are technically sound in playing against the spinners, ना ही उनके पास वो बल्लेबाज है अपार्ट फ्रॉम अ पर्टिकुलर फ्यू. तो आई थिंक द ओवरऑल स्टैंडर्ड इन टेस्ट मैच क्रिकेट, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्लेयर्स, वो थोड़ा कमी हुआ. बट आई थिंक विद पैसेज ऑफ टाइम, देखो आप जब भी ट्रांजिशन होता है इट विल टेक टाइम, इट विल टेक टाइम. बट आई ऑल्सो बिलीव दैट इतना भी नहीं है कि आप पूरा फेक, मतलब इनसे कुछ होगा ही नहीं, ये ऐसे भी नहीं करना है. वी नीड टू बैक आवर प्लेयर्स. बट साथ में गौतम गंभीर का और सिलेक्टर्स को भी अच्छे सही प्लेयर्स चुनना है जो टेस्ट मैच के लिए सुटेबल है.
सही है.
रोहित, पहले तो ये फाइनल फ्रंटियर का तर्जा ही आप बदल दो. अभी बोल दो इंडिया को आके इंडिया में व्हाइट बॉल में हराओ, तब फाइनल फ्रंटियर जीतोगे. वो रेड बॉल बंद करो. पहले T20 में हराओ, फिर
माला बदल दिया.
तो किसने बोला रेड बॉल फाइनल फ्रंटियर है? व्हाइट बॉल फाइनल फ्रंटियर बना दिया इंडिया ने. अभी तुम तो आईपीएल से आके सब कुछ कर रहे हो भाई, तो यहाँ क्यों नहीं फाइनल फ्रंटियर का नतीजा चेंज कर दो, वो तर्जा चेंज करो. आज से ही चेंज कर दो उसको.
बुरेला रक्षित मेहता कह रहे हैं कि लाइव सुपर कप कवरेज फ्रॉम गोवा ऑन रेव स्पोर्ट्स, एनीथिंग?
100%. Rahul Giri is leaving on the third morning, right, Devashish?
Okay.
100%. Every sport.
Yeah, he is leaving on third. He is leaving on third morning.
Devashish would have also traveled, but he is going to travel for the ODI and T20 to parts again. He's going to Ranchi. Otherwise, it becomes too much. He's going to Ranchi along with Shubhayan. So Rahul Giri will be in Goa for the Super Cup. So 100% you will have on-ground coverage.
There's another super chat. You blame IPL as it started now. You had your GOAT test tenure under Shastri in IPL era. 2 Bardo Gavaskar Trophy in Australia, 2-1 England, 21 never lost हारने वाले, लेकिन 2 whitewash. So basically they are saying that IPL पहले भी था, अब अचानक से इसका इम्पैक्ट क्यों दिख रहा है पिछले 1 साल?
नहीं, अलग है. इसको मुझे आंसर करने दो. जो रवि शास्त्री वाला टीम था, उस टीम में 5 प्लेयर्स ऐसे थे जिनका करियर उससे डिफाइन नहीं होता था. विराट कोहली, चेतेश्वर पुजारा, अजिंक्य रहाणे, रविचंद्रन अश्विन, and of course this one, Rohit Sharma to an extent. This is the current gen is that generation. When it retired, everything has gone. So that Tendulkar, Dravid, Lakshman era passed on the baton to these fellows. When they were rising the ranks, 2009, 10, 11 is when Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Cheteshwar Pujara, Ajinkya Rahane, these chaps were rising up the ladder. At that point, IPL was not the same IPL. It wasn't. Okay. IPL became 2009. Lalit Modi did not even know if the IPL will survive. Know it, please. 2010, when IPL came back 2 teams. 2013, when that spot fixing saga happened, IPL stock was down. IPL became IPL post that. IPL था तो वैसे तो टेस्ट क्रिकेट भी था लास्ट 150 साल, इंडिया सब समय जीत रहा था. बट पॉइंट आपको समझना पड़ेगा, द करंट जेन, when IPL has become this all encompassing behemoth, पहला 10 ईयर सोनी ने कितना वैल्यू में IPL लिया, उसके बाद कितना वैल्यू में IPL जा रहा है, वो तो सोचिए. 50,000 करोड़. आपने कभी सोचा था कि IPL का राइट्स के लिए आपको ये पैसा मिलेगा, जो अभी 70-75,000 करोड़ हो जाएगा इन द नेक्स्ट बिडिंग साइकिल. द IPL success, commercial success, has completely changed everything. And I am not taking a value position. Earlier I used to saying this is good, this is bad. I'm sorry, market decides. Who is Boria, Rohit, Shobik and Devashish, for God's sake, to come and say this is a good product, this is a bad product? Now if we don't do white ball cricket on our platform, will we survive? Tell me. No. Will you say I will only do test match cricket, I will only listen to classical music and not Bollywood? Can you say Bollywood is bad? Will you say Bengali songs are bad, I will only listen to Robindra Sangeet and nothing else? I will only read Javed Akhtar Saab and Gulzar Saab and not the stand-up comedians. I don't want to watch them. I don't want to watch Zakir and somebody. Will you say all that? Can you make a distinction? This is good, this is bad, this culture is good, this culture, you can't. Who are we here? Who are we? Satyajit Ray was a great. Everybody knows that. Does that mean that the current generation of filmmakers, Srijit Mukherjee, or people are all rubbish and no one should watch them? No. It is upon individual choice. It is upon people's choice. The market has embraced this, which is why the IPL brand is where it is. White ball cricket is where it is. Accept it.
Okay. The next point is another super chat from him. We don't need to become Pak, where, as Shomikda rightly said, Pakistan nahi banna hai that you sack GG, AG won't make the players start making 100 from the next test match. fans ask questions to them, hard questions, but sacking is not the only option. जो हमने इस पे काफी discuss किया है. Thank you for your super chat. Viraj keh rahe hain, what is the threshold to sack a coach? Give me a break, but this test crop phase is huge. Sorry if I have offended any KKR fan.
The KKR is totally irrelevant in this part. KKR, we are talking about the Indian team and we are talking about Test cricket. So KKR totally irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that a coach is judged by the fact if he is being able to improve the players or improve the team. And just 12 months are a small sample size to judge a coach when there is sort of paradigm shift is happening in Indian cricket in terms of personnel. Because if you look at the players who played against New Zealand last series in that 3-0 whitewash, if you look at that batting lineup, and if you look at the players who played against South Africa, completely two different sets. And this paradigm shift, when paradigm shift is happening, any team, in a way, this is good for Indian cricket. This is good for Indian cricket because this will help the players understand that this game is a great leveler. Suppose if South Africa wouldn't have offered any quality, or New Zealand for that matter, wouldn't have offered any quality if it were like just a West Indies series. And suppose, for example, Nitish Kumar Reddy going there and scoring a daddy 100 or scoring an 80 ball 100, and then India winning the series, that wouldn't have been proper justice to the game. Because in that case, we would have assumed that Nitish Kumar Reddy, for example, I'm not targeting Nitish Kumar Reddy. He is a great player. Now, it is completely exposed that he, as far as Test cricket is concerned, he doesn't belong. Right. So sometimes humbling are required. And that's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of the game. And you have to also keep in mind when you are in a phase of transition, or you are making a shift from one generation to another, progression would never be linear. You will have a series like England, where India played out of their skin and came up, returned with a very creditable 2-2 draw. At the same time, there would be a series against South Africa. Also, I will finally, I would say, don't judge this series by the number of runs. 408 runs, India's defeat margin, or South Africa's defeat margin. Don't judge this series by the hard numbers. It was a series, and I covered it from ball one. It was a series of fine margins. If Shubman's injury wouldn't have happened at Eden Gardens, if KL Rahul would have taken that Aiden Markram catch in the first morning, even after losing the toss at Guwahati, it's not about the runs. India rather, lost out on 90 minutes of morning freshness on that pitch. Bumrah and Siraj could have made further inroads. It's a game of fine margins.
That is still a dropped catch, but what you earlier said, had you won the toss in Guwahati, you would have won the match. Simple as that. That fourth day wicket and fifth day wicket, there is no way South Africa would have lasted also. We know what happened on day one and day two, and then we saw what happened from day three. So, but these are not excuses. This is the wicket you have prepared at home. Your luck was that you did not win the toss, you lost the match. No excuses. But if BCCI doesn't analyze, it is the BCCI's job to go deeper. They are not a social media troll wanting some likes and retweets. BCCI will not have a knee-jerk reaction, and they're 100% entitled to doing that. If you, me, Rohit Juglan and Devashish Sen say this, we will be called Gautam Gambhir PR, Ajit Agarkar PR, Shubman Gill PR. Frankly, we are past that stage. Each one of us are past that stage at Rev Sports. We don't care. We will speak out the truth. What is the truth? What we believe in. If people don't want to watch our show, it is their liberty to do so. That's it. But our job, unlike many other social media platforms or digital platforms who live on likes and this kind of sensationalist comments, our job is not that. We will speak what we know of our game. We will call it out, speak out the truth, move on. That's it. I don't really care about what anyone thinks as long as my journalists stay true to their calling and do excellent work. That's all. Removing Gautam Gambhir cannot solve Indian cricket's red ball problems, and that is the truth. Does that mean Gautam is not accountable? Absolutely not. He's 100% accountable. But accountability does not mean removal. It does not mean removal. KL Rahul not stepping up does not mean KL Rahul is a horrible player. Yashasvi Jaiswal, hata do usko. It is not like that. Things don't happen like that. So I think Shubman Gill's tweet yesterday was a good one. Maybe the timing of the tweet could have been slightly better, but I understand where he's coming from. He's trying to calm people's tempers down, and as leader, he is entitled to doing that. These guys know very well that tomorrow is another day. They will start afresh. Things will move on. That's what it is. This anger that people you are seeing on social media will die down the moment Rohit Sharma scores 100 or Virat Kohli scores 100 in a row. Simple as that.
Oh.
I mean, Gautam Gambhir ke naam mein Kalighat mein mandir ban jayega agar he wins the T20 World Cup. Simple, serious. Devashish and Rohit will go and cover it. So will you. You
Look at the turnout. Look at the turnout for ticket craze. Look at the ticket craze in Ranchi and Raipur. We were seeing the videos that has gone viral. Ranchi, Raipur means such a long queue just to watch Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma.
And that is the truth. How many people were there in Guwahati on day 4 when India was done?
Last 3 days were literally there were 500 people, 1,000 people.
Exactly. So
including police. 1,000 including police.
So 1,000 people. What
including police.
These social media revolutionaries, why did they not go to Guwahati and support red ball cricket for a change? All this is bogus stuff.
पैसा लगता है, ट्वीट करने में पैसा नहीं लगता है, ट्वीट करने पे पैसा नहीं लगता है, ऐसे जाने में पैसा लगता है.
Exactly, ट्वीट करने में पैसा नहीं लगता है. वो तो 140 कैरेक्टर है, ठप्पा ठप कर दो, खत्म हो गया.
Exactly.
But I would still say those who turned up at the ground, they were knowledgeable spectators. I have spoken to a few of them, and the way they analyzed the game and the way they spoke about the game, I found out. I mean, it was a quality turnout throughout the test match.
Anybody who goes to watch Test cricket will at least be a knowledgeable person.
Exactly.
Otherwise, to go and watch 90 overs of play when your team is not doing well, you have to be in love with the game. This is not a T20 or an ODI cricket, which is a status symbol that I was in Ranchi with a ticket when Virat Kohli played last. That's a now spectacle. Your face painted, your mouth, whatever, your head put some gear. All this you will see in T20 and white ball. But again, that is what the market demands. That is what the current generation demands. We are no one to discredit that phenomenon. Simple.
Just one thing, just a minute, Rohit. In economics, it is market that decides. You offer products, and in a free market, consumer has the choice.
Of course.
Consumer, see, you don't look at cricket in isolation. It's a product. T20 cricket is a product. One-day cricket is a product. Test cricket is a product. The market you have offered them to the consumers via market economics, right? And it is up to the consumers which one they will buy.
Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and whatever Amir Khan are not. If you today say they don't matter in Bombay films, are you mad or what? Salman Khan's film will bring Bombay to a standstill. Mumbai. Whole country, Shah Rukh Khan's Jawan and Pathan in Calcutta at 6:30 in the morning, people were whistling at that Inox multiplex. You think they are less important compared to an art filmmaker? Who are we to say that? Are we mad or what? Rohit Juglan will 100% wait to give you that little piece of news. You mean to say this thing is wasted? No way. And these social media revolutionaries will come from nowhere and start abusing. What do they even know? Tomorrow, Gautam Gambhir stands in front of them. They will say, sir, selfie, sir, selfie.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's it for today.
Gautam
I
Gambhir.
know that we have talked about a lot as far as this particular topic is concerned. As I said in the early part of the show, there will be no drastic decisions. There was a meeting happened in January also, where it was again a review meeting kind of thing. There was multiple thing happened after that review meeting. We saw. I'm not saying that because of that review meeting that Rohit and Virat, announced their retirement. There was a change of a coaching staff. Abhishek Nair went out, and then Sutanshu Kotak went in. So there's a lot to see as far as this review meeting is concerned. A lot of people will be there, a lot of questions to be asked, a lot of accountability to be held. But at this point of time, Gautam Gambhir is safe, Ajit Agarkar is safe, and let's hope that this Indian Test cricket will do better when we cover them next time. Thank you so much for now, and do like, do share, do comment, and we'll give you all the details. As our coverage is going on, do make sure to have a look on what's happening as far as WPL is concerned, because Gargi is reporting from the ground. Thank you so much.